am Len Kuchera, and we are now streaming Marvel Rivals Blue Team. If you were just watching us previously, MCC Gold finishing out a game, a best of 5 series with a 2-0. The enemy team had forfeited, causing MCC Gold to go home early. But a win is a win for some. We have to continue on, march forward. You can't hold on to wins as much as you can, and be in your prime in high school. Besides the point. Anyway, so what we're going to be seeing here today is, like as I was saying, Marvel Rivals Blue Team. Starting lineup for you will have Noah Miller, aka Magugaplex, Raccoon, yes, um, Raccoon, aka Noah Johnson, uh, Donna, aka Donna Soar, Alex Belcher, who was just streaming with me, and you have Brennan Kent, aka Guess. I'm not sure what his all the count name is, but he usually goes by Guess. But I'll point out the names. Um, and we are going to be getting started pretty here soon. Just going to be waiting to update a few things when it comes to things as well. Everyone getting their cams on. We're gonna be able to actually see people this time around. Bringing the action back in here. MCC Blue Team getting ready and warmed up. You see Noah Johnson, aka Raccoon, popping off in the firing range with the Human Torch. One of the most, one of the two most recent added characters to the Marvel Rivals cast of heroes. This season was primarily focused on the Fantastic Four. When the season had first released, you had Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible One, aka Sue Storm, first released, and then with the mid-season patch, you had the Thing, and as well as the Human Torch. Release as well. I believe for the as well as with the starting lineup, as I was saying, we have Brennan Kent. Noah Johnson, aka Raccoon, is on screen. Donna Soar, Alex Belcher, Noah Miller, aka Magugaplex, and we have Adverse. I'm really struggling today. Sorry, folks. Really difficult to look for names. Ed Sivers, who is going to be playing remotely. We'll, we'll be right back, folks. And we are back. It is a Monday, folks. I will give you that. My name is Folks, people, everyone, everyone. I'm addressing this to you. It's a Monday, right? What do you usually do on Mondays? Fresh off the weekend. Taking a taking a couple days to relax after a long week, just to pick it up right for the next one. You know, Mondays are interesting. Sometimes you gotta pick up the momentum as soon as you dropped it off Friday. As I was saying, folks, it's a Monday. What can you do? A whole lot. Just having some severe technical difficulties. However, um, your MCC Blue is going to be facing against NWACC in this upcoming matchup we're going to have here. Very, um, just because blue team, you cannot underestimate blue at all. Near towards the first, or I believe second game that your MCC Blue had played, they played against very high ranks. Very high. We are talking Celestial, Grandmaster, and a few diamonds thrown in there as well, and they were actually able to take them to map 5 and actually secure the victory over them. Right now, we're just going to be getting everything situated and whatnot, as well as map bans. Picking specific maps are going to be crucial in this leading matchup. You want to be putting yourself on maps where you have the upper hand. And speaking, in the background, Don's going to be spinning Jeff the Shark, spinning him counterclockwise. I'm checking out the stop and the battle pass. And continuing to spin. Okay, and doing a spin, doing another spin, spinning. It's fun. Jeff the Jeff the Shark. It's one of the a few heroes that you wouldn't have seen get added to a game like Marvel Rivals, especially with such an iconic cast. However, Jeff the Shark just too cute. He actually looks like my dog Tater, who is a French bulldog. And yes, he is a French bulldog named Tater. He's so adorable. He also does look like Jeff the Shark. Right now, we're just gonna keep on keeping on with the map bans. I assume is what is going on. I just want to give both teams ample enough time. During this time, I'm going to take a little break and be right back just to communicate with some of the players as well as team captains about map bans and what's the game plan going through. So I will be right back. Deuces. bringing the action back here. I am Landy Kuchera. We're going to be casting over your MCC Blue Tigers going to this matchup here on Marvel Rivals. It is going to be MCC Blue versus MWCAAE or NWACC. In this matchup, we have right here. Just gonna go from top to bottom. The drink. You have Alex Belcher, Donosaur, Donna, Guest 7 being Brendan Kent, Ed Sivers, Googs.MCC being Noah Miller, and Del Raccoon being Noah Johnson. It's going to get confusing, folks. It's going to get real hectic as soon as we get into this match over here. And it looks to be we're going to be taking the first map, I believe, to the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. Getting into this matchup right here, both teams needing to be communicating among one another, and especially with this matchup going underway. You have for NWACC, going down the lineup, Mo Fire, Giant Mindful, GH Ghost D, Neo, Mr. Spooky, and Ball Ward. It's going to be a really intense matchup. Look at everyone's ranks. They're putting in the time, putting the work, putting the hours. We get underway pretty here soon. We're chilling and vibing. And just everyone going to be communicating for a little bit. Just going over maps, covering everything possibly can as well. You have your Alex Belcher, team captain, communicating at this point. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy. Just drink as much water as I can. Make sure to drink water, folks. It is important and it is a necessity. Ooh. We'll be taking the first matchup to Ixgard, the Ixgard Trail, which is, I firmly believe, is a convoy map. Where the premise of convoy, folks, is that you have a single objective. In this case, it's going to be a goat carrying a wagon, and they're going to be carrying it all the way to the tree of Ixgard, carrying an axe. So that's where you're going to see most of the action happening, and that's where you're going to see most everyone standing. Whoever's going to be on attack first, they have to push that cart all the way to the end if they want to secure 3 points above the enemy team. After that, teams switch sides. Attack goes defense, defense to attack. And now the defense or the attack either needs to push it all the way to go into overtime, and that's when you'll see both teams clashing it once again on the same side, or if they fail to do so, the team with the higher points will be given the win of the best of 5 series, folks. That's what Marvel Rivals is. Very similar to a lot of hero shooters, except for the Marvel IP. You see a lot of interesting characters here. Going down and up the lineup. You have 3 classes, I believe. You have your vanguards, which are your big tanks, who have a lot of HP as well as a decent amount of crowd control utility. You have your Doctor Strange, you have the Thing, Groot, Magneto, Hulk, Penny Parker, Venom, I might be blanking on one. That's okay. And then you have your duelists. These are going to be your more damage dealers. These are going to be the people you're going to see are going to get a lot of kills. And then you have your strategists. These are going to be your support players. Now, just because you play support, that does not necessarily mean you are a healer. Supports have very many ways of supporting their team, whether that be using speed, uh, naturally healing your team, or having very strong crowd control abilities that can shut down entire enemy pushes with Luna Snow's freeze. Getting here soon underway. So that it might be a little bit longer. I had just gotten word that's still having some technical difficulties. I will be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Lenny Kucher, and we are going to be underway with the Aegis game MCC Blue versus NWACC, taking the first matchup here to Eggsguard, and it's going to be a convoy. It's going to be a convoy map. Basically, what that means, as I was saying before, you have to push the objective all the way to the end in order to secure as many points as you can on the other team. Both people are going to be switching sides from attack to defense. And right now we are in the process of the ban and protection phase. This is where you're going to see a lot of possible uh, target banning, which is a very popular strategy in this mix, especially with the bans. You know, if one player in your team has a really strong character that they play, obviously you're going to make sure that they don't play that character, and that's what you're going to see a lot of the action here. Very interesting bans coming out from both teams. Rocket ban and a Spider-Man ban. Very interesting stuff. Um, from the perspective of MCC Blue, I can see like a lot of things. Ooh, they banned Storm. Very, very good ban on their part. Storm in this position right now is really strong, especially with the ability to damage boost your team in a certain vicinity. Still very confused as why Storm is a duelist and rather than a support play. You usually see that as a support role. However, Marvel Rivals is new. It's still growing. It's still developing. We are only still in the first season, and whoa, we have 3 of the fantastic 4. All we need Richards here. Very cool. Oh, we have Magneto. We have Magneto Jeff. Your MCC Tigers are going to be on the defense here first. And taking the action. It's very popular on Iggsguard to hold very up close and near towards that corner because the opening gate right there is blocked or open for the enemy team to be able to sit right there and take as many shots as they can, as well as getting infinite heals with the red you're going to see on screen. We're taking the action to Noah Miller, a.k.a. Maguguplex, playing really close up and up those corners. It's going to be really slow in the skill right now. The thing, we're coming in very quickly. Having a little lag spikes right there. That's okay. Ooh, very big, tossing him up in the air. The drink, Alex Belcher, putting him in, throwing them hands left and right, and just in their face. And a big right hook coming out. Not a whole lot coming here, just taking mostly progress. It's a stalemate, folks. Ooh, and Noah Miller takes out Ballward. Going to be really crucial with the upcoming team fight. The supports are split. Mr. Spooky goes down by the hands of Noah Johnson. Human Torch. Really impressive stuff coming out from MCC Blue, holding them near their spawn. As I was saying before, it's really popular to hold that corner there. Getting prepped up with the right hooks. You see Alex Belcher getting those hands hot and ready, treating them like hot pockets. There's one for everyone. And as I was saying, just boom, picking up those right picks and slamming down onto them and trying to get those hit. It's Sivers picking up a huge pick on Mindful. Ballward with another, Noah Johnson with another elimination on taking down Ballward once again. A big cloak and dagger ult coming out from NWA with a lot of sustainability enemy team and a big Magneto ult going to be huge, possibly very narrowly taking down Dinosaur. And we're going to be having an Invisible Woman ult. And ult gets canceled out from Alex Belcher with the Human Torch. At least ults getting traded left and right. This is the best time to use them. And a big slam coming out from Mr. Spooky. It's clobbering time. It's slamming it down onto him, and Alex barely gets it out alive. MCC Blue on the run, trying to get and create as much space as they can so they can regroup. 3 ults for your MCC Blue. That is going to be huge in this upcoming fight. You need to be able to play quickly and play fast off those ults. And that was a huge, and I hear a huge ult coming out. It's, oh no, coming out from Ballward, a huge ult coming out and resetting them, causing MCC Blue to be on the run and just holding it as much as they can right there so they do not secure the objective and are able to move forward. Brennan Kent on the run still. Your MCC Tigers does have possession over the objective. However, a huge Scarlet Witch ult and 2 MCC Tigers go down with a 3 with Noah Miller barely able to use his ultimate to get any value on it. And NWA takes the first of 3 points. Your MCC Blue taking the time to play a little bit slow. They have the time. You only need to push the floor. However, you need to act quick, folks. You cannot be standing too far still with the punishment. Ballward playing really aggressive. And as well as NWA just pushing up with them. MCC Tigers need to be able to make some leeway with this if they want to get really close to the objective at all and try to stop them in their tracks. However, it's really difficult right now because they're getting held in that very narrow hallway. You need to be able to go to a different way, and that's what we're going to see here. However, Noah Miller pushing through with a distraction coming from MCC Blue. Another Magneto ult coming out, a swing and a miss, and nobody's home. A slam dunk, and it gets blocked. And a big ult coming out from Alex Butcher. Everyone's getting traded back and forth. Ball World with an ult, taking down 2 of your MCC Blue. Noah Miller barely escaping, getting out there alive. Alex Belcher still, oh, but he goes down. Alex Belcher still in the mix. However, Noah Johnson, or Raccoon, barely, and he just barely tries to, or barely gets any value out of that. That's okay, folks. You know, you can't win a 1v6 unless you're me. I'm just kidding. I'm bad at this game. And speaking of bad, it's bad that it's bad news for MCC Blue, but however, it's a block party getting tossed out. It's tornadoes everywhere. What is going on, folks? Everything is getting thrown. It's a last-ditch effort for MCC Blue to take the last objective. However, 3 goes down for MCC Blue with a trade. It's a 3v3. It's a 1v1 right now. No, Raccoon, you need... It's just barely getting out of... No, it's a 2v1. And your MCC Blue is still in this mix, folks. Taking on the 1v2 situation. Impressive. Giving NWA 3 seconds or a minute 30 on the board left. Needing to make a recovery here. NWA. Putting up those big damage. Ooh, and a big slam coming out from Alex Belcher with the swift right hooks, just running the fade and just running in there, charging him down. Mo just barely escaping out of the way. And I did hear an ultimate from Mindful. However, nobody was home and was able to get canceled right there and swiftly. You see Alex Belcher reloading his arms, running the fade, punching his family because he's made of rock. The character is. However, as I was saying earlier, it was bad news that your MCC Blue or NWA get very close to it. Very interesting position coming out from. Ooh, and a big ult coming out from Magneto. Ooh, but swinging a mix in it, and he misses. Noah Miller getting back into the mix. However, ooh, and a big cancel coming out from Brennan Kent, taking down Bolwood. Very consistent. Was shutting down these ultimates you saw earlier before, and that ult was going to be huge for them. NWA, however, it got shut down immediately, and as a saying, folks, a minute 30. However, your MCC Blue is still in the mix and prevents NWA, stops them in their tracks from getting 2 points and continuing on to possibly get 3. Going to this matchup here, roles will be reversed. Attack goes to defense, and defense will be attacked. Your MCC Blue Tigers will be on the attack and giving the force and pressing on NWA and putting the pressure on them. Pressure is the name of the game here, folks. You know, it's a triangle of each of the role. Vanguard, DPS, and strategist, you know. You can't have one at the other. It's a pyramid. If one piece goes away, well, the other crumbles, you know. You have to have a really good, decent mix. That's why you're going to see a lot of 2-2-2, or another popular one is 1-1-2-3 with 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 3 strategists. And an interesting ooh. I've seen this matchup before. It's very strong, giving the ability for Captain America to achieve and be able to run the fade even harder with lightning hands. 8 seconds on the board. Your MCC Blue is getting ready to go.
3, 2, 1.
Everyone's going to be sitting down main. However, Alex Belcher, really interesting, going off the root itself and in the flank itself, taking out a Penny Parker mine. We have not seen a Penny before, however, just barely getting down to 84 HP and just barely getting out alive. Impressive. We're taking the next POV to Noah Miller on the group. We have not seen these characters before. It's a huge switch up from both parts. Noah Miller just barely, you see his health, and he goes down by Ballward, sitting very high on the high ground. And taking as much damage as he can and goes down. Alex Belcher, the drink, giving them, are you thirsty, NWA? Takes him down. Your MCC Blue takes down 2. Ooh, but he gets wrapped up at 20, 40, 14 HP, and he goes down. Penny Parker goes down. Mr. Spooky. It is sad to see Mr. Spooky. We're going to take in the POV to Dinosaur, one of our strategists for your MCC Blue. If you have not been with here, folks, it is the best of 5 game series. We're still in the first game, folks. A Namor, interesting. Usually see Namors to counter out divey characters. And a big pull coming out from Ed Sivers. We cannot bring the POV over to him because due to them being remote. However, it does get a big pick, and it does not matter, folks. Home advantage who? Home advantage where? And speaking of home, Alex Belcher in his prime right now, always in his prime area and moment, just running the fade, running them down. This is Captain America's prime here, folks, just running it down. Leader throwing everything he can at them. Speaking of throwing everything out, very divey, and we're going to see a Dark Child coming up from Noah Johnson just in their face and just cutting them up like some celery. However, you cannot do anything with those support ults in the mix right there, folks. Big pick coming out from Alex Belcher. And a lot of chaos is going to be thrown onto the point here, folks. Penny Parker's ult getting very close to canceled. You need to get out of those mines as you will get attacked very quickly and possibly be eliminated. Penny Parker on the run. Noah Miller with the great walls coming out from him, and he picks up a 3-piece. Oh, and a big portal comes out from MWA. That's how you can play quick. There was a Strange when there's been a Strange. Hella just barely escaping. Magugaplex, Noah Miller putting up really important walls. This is the last ditch effort for NWA to get as close as they can. I didn't even know they had a Strange. Magugaplex, Noah Miller barely getting down, and he goes down. We're gonna see Noah Johnson putting up those numbers. Guess 7, Brennan Kent, and then Sivers and Alex Belcher putting up. If they are able to secure the team fight out, they will be able to take game 1. And as I was saying before, taking eliminations left and right, it's going to be a Venom. NWA on the run, needing to throw everything they can at MCC Blue if they want to be able to secure and live to fight another day. 3 minutes on the clock. Noah Johnson just in their face, running them down and just hunting them. Absolutely incredible performance. As I was saying, NWA is still in this, folks. The game is not over until you see the screen. Big ult coming out from NWA, taking everyone's health to half HP, but goes down. Mr. Spooky, Mo back on it. And your MCC Blue are still, NWA still in this, folks. But, however, I bite my tongue, folks. Your MCC Blue takes game 1 of the best of 5 series. Incredible performances coming out from everyone across the board with the very consistent ultimates from your MCC Tigers as well as NWA. A lot of very crucial ults coming out from NWA's Winter Soldier. With Winter Soldier's ultimate, you need to have a chain lined up as well as people at low HP if you want to get that chain reaction. And speaking of chain reactions, NWA is on the run. And NWA is on the run with your MCC Blue going to and taking the series 1-0. I'm going to take a short break. I will be right back here, folks, for game 2. MCC Blue. MCC Marvel Rivals Blue. I'm Lyndon Kuchera. I'll be right back. Hello everyone, my name is Lena Kachera and welcome back to MCC Blue Marvel Rivals. We are taking the action to Shin Shibuya. Taking the POV over to Noah Johnson, and we are going to be in the ban phase right here, right now. Right here, you're going to be seeing a lot of target bans, especially things to record from the previous game. However, very consistent with the bans that we still have overall. Very interestingly enough, NWA bans Winter Soldier. Very interesting. While we have the time here, we're going to be giving a shout out to people in the chat as well as our sponsors. Thank you for coming out, people. If you haven't already, make sure you follow. And if you are able to, sub with Twitch Prime. And also use our Twitch emotes. You know, we just recently got some, and it's just really cool. I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Hellberg's Jewelries, the Marshalltown Company, Marshalltown Chamber of Commerce, and Mechdyne. And taking a look at a chat here from WSM, go Noah, and WSM from again, way to go MCC, absolutely bringing the energy and bringing the heat. MCC is in the best of 5 series. They are 1-0, folks. If they are able to win 2 more, they can close out the series at a 3-0 victory. However, I do not believe that NWA is not gonna go down without a fight, and they're gonna be bringing, and they're going to be bringing the pain in game 2, and all the stakes are high, folks. It's a meat market, and the prices are high. Shin Shibuya is going to be a convergence map. And basically, to describe a convergence map, if you to describe a convergence maps, you have the attacking team needing to secure a control point first before they actually are able to push a convoy to the next part. And as I was saying before, the points matter, folks. Do what you can and push as how far as you can. Your MCC Blue, LFG Noah, absolutely bringing the pain Noah, let's bring it here and fast. Moon Knight, very popular pick among a lot of people, especially with the use of the onks and stuff. And you see those combos coming out, lots of damage, lots of hit markers. However, is not able to secure a kill and just hanging really high on the maps, barely just getting by with the Venom. However, with the team up, he is actually able to get out alive. We're going to be taking the action next to Alex Belcher on the Doctor Strange. Very, very crucial that he's taking the attention off the front line and putting it onto the Venom. Taking the attention away from the front line is going to be very interesting because it is a lot of the front line pressure is just too much for Noah Miller to handle, and he goes down. With the 100 charge, it can possibly use it. Ooh. However, Ballward is able to barely get out alive. Mindful goes down as well. MCC Blue still in this mix. Two go down with the res, actually, from your NWA. They're brought back immediately. Alex Butcher putting up 2. Noah Miller with the follow-up. Getting sprayed down with 94 HP, needing to be on the run. Raccoon putting... Wow! Absolutely incredible. That is huge in this matchup. NWA had the upper hand. The ball was in their court. However, MCC Blue was able to swipe it right back. Let's get some pog champs. Let's get some hype in the chat. MCC Blue dominating. It's a very slow moment we are having right here. However, this is where the ultimate comes out, and this is where everything gets confusing, folks. This is where it gets hard to watch and difficult. A big portal out coming out from NWA. Big Eye of Agamotto with the reversal from Alex Belcher. Getting sent up the air. Noah Johnson putting up numbers. And Cybers with the follow-up as well. It is a 6v2. However, ults are coming out and exchanged left and right. and it's going to be all over the place. Noah Miller, having his ultimate, can bring him in one point and just able to possibly eliminate more than one. However, he's stuck between two ways, looking left and right, turning in front and behind him, and goes down. The pressure was just too much on Noah Miller, causing him to look left, right, up and down, north, south, east, and west. Never eat soggy waffle, folks.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
NWA playing really aggressive here and pushing as far as they can to prevent any type of MCC Blue coverage of the map and taking the ball and putting it in their own court. NWA Strange, I think that's Mr. Spooky, if I can read that correctly, playing really aggressive, and a squirrel stampede comes out. There's a squirrel girl? Since when? When did that happen? Sorry? What is going on? A lot of pressure coming out from MCC Blue with the swaps to a Wolverine. That is going to be interesting. We don't usually see a Wolverine in these matchups here. However, desperate times call for desperate measures. Big slices coming out, chopping up like chop suey, and just barely getting close to eliminating him. LO coming out from NWA. However, with the follow-up of Kachu bringing down the heat. However, Brennan Kent does go down. Donna sitting far in the back. Ballward is able to take him out. However, MCC Blue, Alex Belcher, and Noah Johnson able to follow up and secure those trades. And Alex Belcher already has his ultimate leading up to this matchup. Actually, 4 MCC Blue members have their ults, including both support ults. That is going to be crucial in the leading matchup. Very interesting. I just want to take some time. And that's what Alex is doing, taking away time from NWA, their NWA Venom. Ballward goes down by the hands of Magugaplex. Noah Miller. Alex Belcher does have his ultimate. He's looking for it with the third-person perspective. He sees it right here. Is he going to go for it? He's able to scoop up at least 3 of them, but however, gets out due to the health advantage. However, he just goes right back in. He's just in there, slicing them up. He does not care. Folks, not a care in the world. Damage boost coming up from NWA. However, Alex Belcher's already in it, and boom, and a big slam coming out, and just barely get out. And the Eye of Agamotto takes down Alex Belcher, bringing the action over to Noah Miller. Still in this mix. A very impressive performance coming out from Noah Miller. In a big Groot, putting him in one spot. However, it's a swing and a miss, and there not a whole lot of value to get away from it. NWA using their Venom ult, especially when Mr. Spooky using their ultimate at a very odd time. You usually want to be saving that for the later rounds, especially if you know that a team fight is won. MCC Blue on the back and on the runs. However, folks, we've seen the same song and dance before. On Ixgard, Game 1, NWA was putting a lot of pressure on the convoy point until MCC Blue was able to stop them in their tracks. Noah Miller in the thick of it, putting the frontline pressure, walling them off as much as they can, takes down Ballward, and NWA is on the run with 15 seconds on the board. Dinosaur using the Cloak and Dagger ult to sustain for your MCC Blue. As long as you stay in that little vicinity, you are actually able to be invulnerable for a decent chunk of time, unless there's a Magneto ult. Cybers picking up a really good pick, and your MCC Blue stops. Oh, I spoke too soon. Hello. However, MCC Blue is able to stop NWA in their tracks as they did before in Game 1. I saw the play coming out from Ballwood using the Hella Ultimate. With the Hella Ultimate, you are able to increase your HP, but however, you are put in the air in a way far away from the objective, to the point where you're not actually able to contest it there. Very, very important with the decision making of what an understanding of what your characters and their ultimates can do, because they could either be the leading deciding factor in some games or not. Ball ward, it's okay. I've made those same mistakes before in my rank up games. It happens. Honestly, does. Fat fingers as well. For audience at home, fat fingers means you misclick. You misclick a specific key and whatnot, and it's usually affiliated with misclicking ultimate buttons. Make sure you hydrate, folks. It's important. Just want to take a look at the chat here from uh, DJ MCC Hard Eyes. Absolutely, MCC stopping NWA in their tracks. We've seen this before. It's been really close near towards the beginning. However, or actually no, really close near towards the end. And then once you finally get to the certain point where they were, it's a long stalemate. However, can MCC Blue do it again? Taking the action over. It's a huge stalemate right now. However, speaking of, I bite my tongue. Noah Miller already in their face, running the fade, putting up those right clicks. Boom! Mike Tyson, who taking out the Penny Parker mines in a big slam, coming up, charging right in their face. Rocket barely getting out alive. Bulwar takes down Dinosaur, one of MCC Blue supports. Noah Miller able to get back really quickly. 2 picks coming out from your MCC Tigers, however, with the follow-up from NWA and a 3-piece, or 3 eliminations coming out. Alex Belcher playing a little bit more farther back with the Namor still in enemy territory. If NWA cannot find out where he is, otherwise he will get caught out. As I was saying, barely getting out, had to use some of his abilities to actually escape. However, I see the action coming. We're going to see a big charge coming from Noah Miller. However, hesitation is a downfall. You have to play fast and you have to play quick. Noah Johnson swiping, slicing, and dicing with the magic. Very far away, getting into the mix. A big Namor world in the center of the screen. Noah Johnson able to secure and take away an elimination from MWA. MCC Blue taking 3. And it looks to be, if I see no one else on the OBJ of NWA, your MCC Blue is able to secure the first OBJ. Oh, however, Ballward is lurking in the shadows, but goes down. MWA was not able to recontest. DJ, thank you. No problem. The drink, Alex Belcher sitting. Where is he at? Not just really far up. Oh, and I spoke too soon. The casting curse. I say it as soon as you swap to a POV. Usually a bad sign. A Hulk from NWA. We have not seen a Hulk matchup here. However, what we are seeing is Brandon Kent putting up those numbers on Luna Snow with supporting their team. Having the Luna ult is a huge showstopper for NWA. Speaking of showstoppers, Ghosty goes down. And as I was saying before, this is what the sustain is all about with ultimates. Noah Miller point blanking, right hooking NWA in the face. And Cybers taking up a 3-piece. Kane's combo. All world on the run and staggering. NWA needing to take more time to wait to fully regroup. And Noah Miller is in their face. MCC Tigers has MCC Tigers in their face. Noah Miller, as I was saying, running the fade. Putting up those right hooks. We see another one. One more. Okay, how about another one? Another one. Namor all coming out. Another one. Hulk versus the Thing. Running the fade back and forth. I have Agamotto. Wow. Out of nowhere. We have not seen a Doctor Strange at all, especially in the second half. but it does not matter. Your MCC Blue takes Game 2 of the Best of 5 series. NWA needing to win 3 matches in a row if they want to be able to secure and take down MCC Blue. However, MCC Blue just built different. They're unstoppable. You see those numbers. You see those numbers on screen. 10k damage, double-digit A limbs, at least from everyone. Dinosaur as well. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna be right back for Game 3 of the MCC Blue. I'm Landon Kuchera. Just gonna take a look at the chat real quick. It's Binja, like ninja, but with a B. Winky face. Got it. I have that noted, written down. Written down. I will be right back up. My name is Landon Kuchera, and you're watching MCC Blue Marvel Rivals. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Landon Kuchera, and I'm bringing you MCC Blue Marvel Rivals. With the short time that we have before getting into this, we actually have Noah Miller right here for a post-game interview. Noah Miller, how are you doing, and how is the game going?
I'm doing well, and The game is going very well.
That's awesome. I've been seeing impressive performances going to the third matchup. Are you thinking about? Is the team thinking about switching up, or are you just gonna keep bringing the heat on them?
Well, if I told you that, then I would be revealing our secrets. I can't do that.
Okay, that is very true. You know, good. I was just testing you. Trick question.
yes, keeping me on my toes. Yep.
Absolutely. Keeping and staying on the toes is going to be really
Mm-hmm.
crucial, especially for NWA. MCC Blue on taking NWA and giving them a run for their money. With the first game matchup and going into it, were you nervous at all?
Yes. At the start, I felt like they really had us, and then we kind of figured out one of their weaknesses and just played into it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll probably be playing more Groot, more thing. About it, probably.
And that's the thing.
And that's
you,
the thing.
You keep cooking with what's already baking, you know,
Yep.
and you're doing amazing.
Thanks. Fantastic.
We'll keep it
Okay.
fantastic, as you were saying. Noah Miller, MCC Blue, and going to be getting into a match here soon.
All right. Bye.
See ya. Thank you for the interview. All right, bringing the action here to Hydra, Charter Space, Hell's Haven, the third match of the best of 5 series. Gonna read the chat real quick. It's Miller time. Let's go. Strong arm emoji. Absolutely, it is Miller time. Clapping emojis. And from W Ash M, great game MCC. MCC putting up those really fantastic numbers, as Noah Miller was saying before. And pretty here soon, if I hope, and I don't want to be talking out of my butt, we're going to be getting into match 3. Everyone taking restroom breaks, you know, taking the time. It's a lot on the mental. Esports is all mental for the most part, with some minor like physical things as well. You need to have good mental. You cannot get tilted whatsoever. You cannot get angry. You cannot get upset. You have to get into this, and NWA needs to bring the heat on to MCC Blue if they're gonna make a comeback. Interestingly enough, there have been some sub-ins for NWA. Mindful going out for Tom Zoo. Have not seen that name before. Very curious of how they're going to turn the tides upon MCC Blue, or if MCC Blue is just going to be keep on keeping on. W-M Noah! Exclamation points! Noah! Yes! Bring the hype. I love the energy in the chat. Keep that up, people. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow, or if you are able to, sub with Twitch Prime. You know? Twitch Prime, purple button. Right there. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you're able to subscribe to one Twitch account. And if you haven't already, yep, come on. Right there. And if not, no worries, you know? I respect that. 100%. That's okay. I'll just cry. Miller Fan Club here. Absolutely. Miller Fan Club up in here. Woot woot. Noah Miller was able to give us some of his time for a post-game interview and going to match 3. This is for all the marbles, folks. NWA needs to win 3 games if they want to close out the series with a win. However, MCC Blue has the momentum, has the upper hand, but will their ego get to them? We've seen teams here before across all of esports where some teams just already have the upper hand and they let off the gas pedal. You have to keep pressing on, especially in those overtime moments when it's a nail biter, you know, and people just keep spawning back in. You think it's over, and it is, and it isn't. It is, and it just constantly spikes. Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you, Helberg Jewelries, the Marshalltown Company, and Marshalltown Chamber of Commerce, as well as Mech9. Throw them in. Ooh, there's Twitch emotes. I want to use Twitch emotes. My phone's at 5%, but I want to use them. Not to flex on anyone in the chat, I have 1K channel points. Not to flex. Not to flex. Not to flex. Don't get mad. 1K. And we might be getting in the matchup here. Everyone's saying they're ready. Everyone's back and forth in game 3. Alex Belcher, all right, good luck, have fun. And we are taking game 3, MCC Blue versus NWA. This is the match point for MCC Blue. And the first thing we're taking is to Hell's Haven of Hydra Charter Space. Domination is basically King of the Hill. If you aren't aware with the objectives and specific names, basically it is King of the Hill. You have to secure the point in the center, and you must achieve, have it reach and stand on it till it is 100% in order. And it is best of 3. Funny enough, going through the ban phase here, and my throat hurts. MWA has banned Bucky.
Finish from this match. Okay. Which heroes will get my cosmic favor today?
Interestingly enough, we have seen the same bans, hero bans as before. However, NWA has a new guy in, a sub in, and I wonder if that is going to change the whole tides. They protect Hella. Bullward. Going to this matchup here, especially with the sub-in and new hero bans and protects. Let me know what you think in the chat of all this going on. Do you think that MCC Blue is going to full sweep NWA, or do you possibly believe with the sub-in and different hero bans, etc., that NWA is going to push back on MCC Blue? Sub hypes from Binja. Let's go. Sub hype. Interesting. Mo stated in the chat, we meant to ban Loki. Do with that with what you will.
I'm not judging.
I'm not sure if that, the show must go on. Oh, wait, I thought they banned a different character. No, they just failed to ban at all. However, a key thing, I wonder if MCC Blue is going to listen to that. Because, however, it was something communicated mid-game and not before. But however, gentleman's rule, MCC Blue will be following it, and we have 3 members of the Fantastic Four here.
30 seconds before your
It's fantastic, folks. Fantastic. Got a tear dripping slowly down my eye. I want to bring the POV right over here to Noah Johnson flexing the spray of the Human Torch, and you see him in the little bottom right. Noah Johnson.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Bring the POV over to Noah Miller in the thick of it, in their face. Gets walled off, needing to burn some of his utilities if he wants to escape and survive more. We actually see Alex Belcher, interestingly enough, on the thing. Throwing those right hooks. We saw him play the thing in game 1 and putting up a really good performance, and as well as doing it now, very consistent with it. Throwing those right hooks. Anybody's game. Boom! And Ballward goes down, and he just keeps on running. He's blind, and with the turnaround! Oh my gosh! The full 180 right hook. Just like, nah, I saw you. Just shutting them down completely. Disrespectful. Magugaplex, Noah Miller taking a pick away. Tom Zoo, Groot going down of NWA, putting and playing up really close. Noah Miller has his ultimate and is able to play up really close, as well as cancel out some of the ults that have the Cloak and Dagger ult more specifically, and more so you see those support ults. And just shutting down, that's a sustainability. Just playing really far back, however, in contrast, you see Alex Belcher in their face. It's clobbering time, and he's just ready. He's looking for it. Guest 7, Brennan Kent taking it down. Boom, and a big slam. Right hook, and Neo goes down. Ball War goes down. A 3-piece. Everybody's getting these hands. It is rated E for everyone. Oh my gosh. Stellar performance coming out from Alex Belcher. His hands are rated E for everyone, and everyone's getting a taste from it is a buffet, and everyone's getting a knuckle sandwich. I want to bring the POV over here to Brennan Kent, sitting really far back decently. Alex Belcher does go down, however. The casting curse. Either you put your camera on or take your arm off. Invisible Omenal using to cancel out the Punisher roll and causing MCC Blue to become invisible and forcing the Punisher to go into a less better position. Ed Cybers taking down Mr. Spooky. Everyone is throwing everything at all at once. Everyone, it's a block party and everyone's using their ultimates. Bulwark takes down 2, Dinosaur and Cybers 3. Looking for 4. 5 go down, and all that's left is Brennan Kent, the lone survivor. Oh, I spy my tongue. Alex Belcher not able to get away and gets walled off. However, MCC Blue at 99% actually. All they need is one good team fight to close out the first point of Hell's Haven. I believe this is the Winter Soldier factory. I don't know. It's very difficult to tell with this map. Playing really far back. We're going to see an armor pack. That specific station right there is actually able to respawn one of the people on your team. And you're going to see MCC Blue playing a lot more aggressive. And as I was saying, Noah Miller in their face and throwing everything they can into the abyss. You can't see anything in that ult. Alex Belcher charging in and out and just kind of fishing at this point. Big clobbering time coming out from Mr. Spooky, taking down Alex Belcher in the matchup. However, Magugaplex follows up. Alex Belcher is able to respawn. A portal. A last-ditch effort portal. You usually see that very common in Doctor Strange gameplay. MCC Blue taking 3, 4, 5, 6, and NWA with the ace. And the portal disappears, and the window of opportunity is shut, and your MCC Blue takes round 1 of Hell's Haven. Just want to take a moment to the chat. Benja with a tier 1 sub. Thank you. Thank you so much. The tier 1 sub and a crying emoji. Thank you for the tier 1.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Going into the second matchup here. If MCC Blue is able to secure this last objective and take it to 100%, your MCC Blue Tigers will be closing out the series at a 3-0. However, it's not over until it's over. NWA is still fighting strong. We saw Ball World with a four-piece the last round, sorry. Tongue twisters, I tell you. Noah Miller getting very, very dangerously close to death. However, good supports coming out from MC Blue, Dinosaur, and Brennan Kent, keeping him up and stuff. The Venom comes out. Judge during Executioner and a big old slam, and he secures the kill on Neo. However, goes down in the process. A slam dunk, if you will. We're taking the POV over to Dinosaur, sitting very far in the back. Does have their ultimate and is able to respawn. Another Magneto ult coming out, and he, oh my, no, that was tragic. That was tragic. Alex Belcher in their face, running the fade and giving them hands. It's rated E for everyone. As I was saying before, punching through the shield melees do not account for shields whatsoever. And you see this here, 3v1. That was tragic. Oh no. For Dinosaur getting thrown, a huge ball of metal thrown into the face. However, it does not matter. Still fighting, going strong. What was that POV? Don't ask. We're taking the POV over to Brandon Kent with his ultimate. Huge sustainability. However, it might be a little bit till we see one of their Brandon's ultimates because of the amount of ults used in the previous and following round. Hawkeye. Very interesting pick coming up from NWA. And as I was saying before, ultimate goes out. NWA needing to play farther into the circle if they want to see anything. Brandon picks up a huge pick on Ball World. Playing Hawkeye. It's Cybers with the pick. Alex with the follow-up. Throwing the hands. 2 hands. He's got 2. Magugaplex. And the follow-up as well. W-M. Go get him, MCC. Absolutely. MCC Blue bringing the heat and bringing the fire. And they're cooking. Let them cook, chat. Let them cook. They are cooking. They are cooking. This next matchup, it's up to 50%. Both teams having their ultimates in this matchup here. NWA needing to be more richly spending. Raccoon taking out Ball World right at the start. However, Mo takes out the drink. Big Magneto coming out, but it's a swing and a miss. Nobody's home with a slam dunk. However, Noah Miller with a slam dunk. He gets up, sets up, and bang! Oh my gosh! From a full court shot! I didn't even see him! I did not even see him! Impressive! NWA fighting tooth and nail to get back to the point. Raccoon with the follow-up and slamming down onto them. However, missed a spooky last left standing and everyone's staggering. However, it's not over till it's over, folks. The cloak and dagger roll comes out, causing for everyone to sustain, and an NWA still has a fighting chance into it. The trade, Alex Belcher, big pick, and Cybers, another big pick. Everyone's using their ultimate. Dinosaur with a huge pick. However, their drink goes down, and your MCC Blue Tigers takes the series 3-0 against NWA and sending them home, packing their bags. Absolutely stellar performances coming out from both teams at the end of the day. Everyone's saying GG's. It's important. Good sportsmanship is important. We're all here to have fun. We're all here to watch, and we're all here to be entertained. Wow. 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 Chat, we have a lot to digest in the time that we have. Also, make sure you hydrate. My throat hurts. Impressive performance coming out from both your MCC Tigers and NWA. Just want to give a quick breakdown. The swaps in their hero bands is very crucial as you're leaning in towards, and you saw the difference of bans. They banned Loki in causing and forcing very indifferent changes to MCC Blue and their playstyle, and that can possibly turn the tides. You saw NWA taking up and putting up a lot of those close numbers and cutting it very close, but however, MCC Blue does take it on top. Just want to give some quick highlights. Noah Miller with the fadeaway, the full court shot with his ultimate. That was impressive. I didn't even see the other person. Dinosaur putting up those healing numbers and keeping their team alive. We saw Alex Belcher, aka the drink, running the fade, throwing the hands left, right. His hands are ready to eat for everyone, and he's got more than 2.